Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. We got game number 2 of the Dodgers Reds series, and leading off for the Los Angeles Dodgers, I'm playing second is Lopes, batting second, playing short is Wills, batting third, doing the catching is Piazza, batting fourth, playing center field is Kemp, batting fifth, playing left field is Guerrero, batting sixth, playing right field is Davis, batting seventh, playing first base is Garvey. Batting eighth, playing third base is Say, and on the mound, batting ninth is Fernando Valenzuela. And for the Cincinnati Reds, leading off playing second base is Phelps. Batting second, playing right field is Griffey. Batting third, playing center field is Davis. Batting fourth, playing left field is Foster. Batting fifth, I'm doing the catching is Bench. Batting sixth, playing third base is Sagi. Batting seventh, playing first base is Perez. Batting eighth, playing shortstop is Concepcion. And batting ninth, and on the mound is Don Garlett. Let's get down here to the field and get this game started, folks.
Suarez,
And Davey Lopes will lead it off for the Dodgers, batting 250 with no homers and no RBIs. Don Gullett, 1971. He was 16-6 with a 2.65 ERA. And here's the pitch to Lopes. And that's going to be a ground ball down to third. And that'll be out number one.
Suarez,
And now we got Maury Wills up now. And Wills is batting 200 on the year with no homers and no RBI. And that's going to be a base on balls. Maury's down at first with one out. And Mike Piazza comes to the plate. And even with Johnny's arm back there, I think Maury's going to try to take off first. And that'll be a 54 lower. He'll be down there at second. And Johnny throws him out. And that'll be out number two. Johnny Bench comes up gunning. Now there's 2 outs and nobody on for Mike Piazza, batting 286 with no homers and 2 RBIs. And here's the pitch. And that's going to be against the lefty 15, and that's going to be a fly ball out the right field. That'll end the inning. And we go to the bottom of the first. It's Dodgers nothing. The Reds coming to the plate. Brandon Phelps looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 2, going up against Fernando Valenzuela. And in 1985, he was 17-10. With a 2.45 ERA. Here's the pitch to Brandon. That's going to be a fly ball out to the Guerrero and left for out number one. And I'll bring up Mr. Griffey. Ken Griffey's batting 312 on the year with 2 homers and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Griffey strikes out. And you can see the Dodgers' upcoming schedule. They got one more game here in Cincinnati, and then they go home to take on Arizona. And then Houston comes in after 3 games against the Diamondbacks. Eric Davis is batting 250 on the year with a homer and 3 RBIs. 2 outs, nobody on, and that ball is high. That ball is far. And that ball is out of here. Kiss it goodbye. Eric Davis gives the Reds a 1-0 lead here in the first. And George Foster's up now. And George batting .071 with no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Maury. And that'll end the inning. But the solo homer by Davis puts the Reds on the board as we go to the top of the second. 1-0 Cincinnati. You got Kemp, Guerrero, and Davis due up. Kemp's batting .500 with a homer and RBI. And that ball is high. That ball is far. Kiss you goodbye. And Kemp, just like that, ties this ball game up. It's one apiece. So the Reds don't go into the lead on. Is up batting 111 with no homers and no RBI. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Griffey for out number 1. And Tommy Davis is up now. And Tommy is 0 for 3 on the year. And that's going to be 0 for 4. That's a grounder down to Concepcion for out number 2. And Mr. Steve Garvey comes up. And old Popeye is 0 for 3 on the year. And he's going to be 0 for 4 because that's a fly ball out to Griffey. And that'll end the inning. But the homer by Kemp makes it a 1-1 ball game as we go to the bottom of the second.
Suarez.
And we have bench Suarez and Perez up. And Johnny is batting .267, no homers and no RBI. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Davis for out number 1. And now you got Suarez up. And Suarez is batting, well, he's first plate appearance of the year. In 2019, he batted .270 with 49 homers and 103 RBIs. And that ball is high. Let's see where this one lands at, folks. Kiss this one goodbye. That's a deep fly ball to center field, no doubt about it. And just like that, the Reds retake the lead. It's 2-1 Cincinnati. And Tony Perez is up now. And Tony's batting .231 with a homer and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Fernando bounces back from the homer, strikes out Perez for 2 down now, and Concepcion comes to the plate, batting .556 with no homers and an RBI. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Guerrero, but the homer by Suarez gives the Reds a 2-1 lead. So we go to the top of the third. And we got the bottom part of the order due up here for the Dodgers. The Penguin, Ron Say, Fernando Mania, Valenzuela, and Davey Lopes due up here. Ron Say batting .333, no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to George for out number 1. And now we got Fernando Valenzuela up. And in 1985, he batted .216 with a homer and 7 RBIs. So he's no pushover here. And that's going to be a rare play, a 53 and a 36. 53. 36 and a 53. Do it the other way around here, folks. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Nope, that's going to be ball 1. Sorry, he didn't swing and miss. That's ball 1. So here's the 1-0 pitch to Fernando. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Suarez, over to Perez for out number 1. And we're back to the top of the order, and Davey Lopes 2 down, nobody on. Lopes 0 for 1. He grounded out the third back in the first. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Davis makes the catch. And 1, 2, 3 goes the Dodgers. To the bottom of the third we go. And Don's due up, and then we're back to the top of the order. And Phelps and Griffey. And Don in 1971 batted 120, no homers and 3 RBIs. That's going to be a swing and a miss. Fernando strikes him out for out number 1. Third strikeout by Valenzuela. And Brandon Phelps is up. He's 0 for 1. He flew out in the first. And that's going to be against the lefty, a 10, and a 10. That's going to be a single in the center field. And Brandon's aboard here with a 1-out single. Brings up Ken Griffey up now. And Brandon's going to try to take off here, 29. That would be a 55 or lower. And he's in there safely at second with the stolen base. So now you got a runner in scoring position and 1 out for Ken Griffey. And Griffey's 0 for 1. He struck out back in the first. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And they'll look the runner back to second, fire over to first for out number 2. So now it's going to take a 2-out hit by Eric Davis. And he started the scoring off in the first inning with a homer. See if he can drive in Brandon from second. And he's going to do more than that, folks. Against the lefty, a 10. And that ball is off the wall. Oh, just missed a homer to dead center field, folks. But I don't get the run in. That makes it a 3-1 game, and Eric Davis couldn't quite square it up against that screwball of Fernando Valenzuela. He's down at second now. And we got George Foster. He's 0 for 1 today. He grounded out the short back in the first. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. But the Reds score another run. They scored in each inning. And they're up 3-1 as we get to the top of the fourth. Maury Wells, Piazza, and Kemp due up here. And Maury, he walked and got caught stealing back in the first. And that's going to be against the lefty, 16. It's going to be a fly ball out the center field. Eric Davis makes the catch for out number 1. And Mike Piazza grabs the bat and comes up to the plate, and he's 0 for 1. He flew out in the first, and that's going to be a rare play, 24 and a 36. And that's going to be ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes on Mike. See if he can do some damage here. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Perez. He's going to take it himself for out number 2. And Matt Kemp comes to the plate. And Kemp, he homered back in the second. And here's the pitch to Kemp. And that ball is rocked. Almost got another one. Didn't quite square it up, folks. That's off the wall out in right field. Kemp with a 2-out double. And now the tying run comes to the plate. And the former Guerrero, he's 0 for 1. He flew out in the second inning. And that's going to be a 18. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Brandon's up with it, fires over to Perez, and that ends the inning. Kemp gets stranded at second. To the bottom of the fourth we go. You've got bench Suarez and Perez due up here. And you see the team comparisons. The Dodgers 2-1, 16 runs, 8 homers, and 1 stolen base. And the Reds 17 runs. They're 2-2 with 9 homers, 4 stolen bases, and caught once. And bench 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Maury Wells. And he bobbles that, folks. That's going to be an E6. And here's Johnny down at first. And Suarez, who homered his first time up this year. He's a perfect 1 for 1 with a homer and an RBI. Can he keep it up? And that's going to be another ground ball down the short. See if Maury can come up with this one cleanly. 32 and an 8. That'll barely be feeling column 2. And another error, back-to-back errors. And the runner will get down to second. 2 errors in this inning. Back-to-back errors. Bench reaches. Now Suarez, and now you got first and second. Nobody out. And Tony's up. And he's 0 for 1. He struck out back in the second. See if Tony can add to this lead. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes him out. Fernando's not letting anybody field the grounder this time. So he strikes Perez out. Brings up Davey now. Davey Concepcion's 0 for 1. And he's going to be 0 for 2. That's a ground ball down the second. And nope, that's going to be a infield fly. And Lopes makes the catch for out number 2. So it's going to be up to Don himself. Can he deliver here and show we don't need no stinking DH? He's 0 for 1, struck out in the third. And he nails this one. Let's see where this ends up at. A 17. And that's going to be a deep fly ball. Kemp near the track makes the catch. Just missed it. That ends the threat. So the 2 errors doesn't hurt him. And we go to the top of the 5th in a 3-1 ball game. You got Davis due up. Garvey and Say. And Tommy's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Griffey for out number 1. And Steve Garvey comes to the plate. And he's 0 for 1 today. Still looking for his first hit of the year. And that's not going to get it down. A ground ball down to Concepcion over to Perez for out number 2. And the Penguin comes up. And the Penguin's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a base on balls. So he walks the Penguin, and now Fernando's up. And Valenzuela's 0 for 1. He grounded out the third back in the third. And not this time. Let's see here. Against the lefty, a 17. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. And the Penguin with his speed is going to stop at second. So now the Dodgers got the tying runs on the bases. Go ahead, run at the plate. Davey Lopes comes to the plate. And he's 0 for 2 today. And you got the Penguin down in second in scoring position. And that's going to be a fly ball. Eric Davis camps under it, waits for it to come down. And the Dodgers strand 2 to the bottom of the 5th we go. Top of the order due up here for the Reds. Phelps, Griffey, and Davis. And Brandon's 1 for 2. He singled, stole a base, and came around the score in the third. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Fernando's 6th strikeout of the game. Quietly racking up the strikeouts. And Griffey comes to the plate, and he's 0 for 2, and he struck out and grounded out. Not this time, folks. Ken Griffey, he squares this one up. And that ball is driven into the gap in right field. And that'll be a 1-out double. And the Reds got another insurance run down at second. And Eric Davis is already homered in this game. And he has doubled. Just missed the second one. He's a perfect 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. They finally get Eric out. Now there's 2 down. Griffey's still down there at second. And George Foster for Beer is 0 for 2 today. Can he get a hit here? And nope, that's going to be a ground ball down the Morey. And he's going to fire over to first. And that'll do it. Griffey gets stranded at second. And to the top of the 6th we go. Wills, Piazza, and Kemp. 2, 3, 4 hitters due up. Morey's 0 for 1. He did walk back in the first, and that's going to be a base hit, an infield hit for Morey. And he's aboard again. And he's still going to take a chance here, I think. Let's see. He's a C. And we're in the 6th inning. He's got to wait for 1 out, don't he? Yeah. So he's not going nowhere yet. Piazza is going to do a little hit and run here, though. Trying to stay out of the double play. A 14 on a hit and run is probably going to be a stolen base chance. So a stolen base chance here for Maury. That's strike one. So it's going to be a 28. He's already been thrown out once. A 54 or lower. Can Bench get him again? Not this time, but it's close. That's going to be a stolen base by Maury. He's down at second. And now Piazza with the 0-1 count. Tie and run at the plate here. And here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's going to be a 15. That's going to be a ground ball down the short, a 44 and a 9. And he's going to look the runner back. Let's make sure here. Yep, he's going to look the runner back to second. Davey is. Fire over to Tony for out number 1. And that brings up Mr. Kemp. He was a perfect 2 for 2. He's doubled and homered in this game. And that's going to be a big swing and a miss. That's Don's first strikeout of the game, folks. A big one now. 2 outs now. The runner's still down at second for Guerrero. And Pedro's 0 for 2 today. And that's going to be against the lefty and 18. And that's going to be a nice play down at short by Davey Concepcion. He goes deep in the hole, fires over to first, and that'll do it. So Maury gets stranded at second. To the bottom of the 6th we go. It's still 3-1 Cincinnati. And you got Bench, Suarez, and Perez up. Johnny's 0 for 2. He did reach on an error back in the 4th. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Lopes over to Garvey for out number 1. And Suarez is 1 for 2 today. He homered back in the 1st and also reached on an error in the 4th. Both of those errors was on Maury. That's a swing and a miss. He strikes out Suarez, and that's strikeout number 8 for Fernando. And here's Tony. Tony Perez is 0 for 2. He struck out twice so far against Fernando. And not this time. That's a base hit in the right field. So a 2-out single keeps this inning going. That brings up Davey Concepcion here. And Davey, he's 0 for 2 today. Can he keep his inning alive? Already up 3-1. And nope, that's going to be a ground ball down the Lopes. He fires over the short way to second for out number 3. And the Reds strand 1 to the 7th inning we go. Got Davis, Garvey, and the Penguin due up. Popeye and the Penguin. And Tommy's 0 for 2. And he's going to be 0 for 3. That's a grounder down to Concepcion over to Perez for out number 1. And Popeye comes up. And he is what he is. He's 0 for 2. I am's what I am's, and that's all that I am's. That's going to be a fly ball out to George. George makes the catch in left field for out number 2. And here comes the Penguin. And he's 0 for 1. He did walk back in the 5th. And that's going to be another base on ball. So the Penguin gets aboard here. And that brings up Fernando. And he singled his last time up, folks. He's 1 for 2. Can he keep it going here in this 7th inning? Here's the pitch to Fernando Valenzuela. That's a ground ball down to Concepcion. Over to second to short way. And that's the end of the top of the 7th. Dodgers strand 1. We get to the 7th inning stretch. It's 3-1 Cincinnati, Ohio. And we're probably going to have a pitch hitter here for Don, then Brandon Phelps, and Ken Griffey. Let's see here. Who's going to come off the bench? Reds got a damn good bullpen. And they ain't scared to use it, that's for sure. So that's going to be it for Don. Let's see who's going to come off the bench here. Most of the good righties are already in the game. And it looks like it's going to be Mr. Barry Larkin's going to come off the bench. And where's Barry? And Larkin is batting 167 on the year with a homer and 3 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on ball. So Barry gets a board here. In the bottom of the 7th, he walks on down to first. And Barry's going to try to take off and steal second here. 54 lower, he's going to be safe at second. And he's nailed. Mike Piazza throws Barry out, folks. Nice job by Piazza. Now there's one down and nobody on from Brandon Phelps. Phelps is 1 for 3 today. He single, stole a base, and scored. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Davey. Over to first for out number 2. And that brings up Ken Griffey now. And Griffey's 1 for 3. He doubled back in the 5th. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Kemp. And that'll do it. Base on balls gets erased by the stolen base, caught stolen base. And we go to the top of the 8th. It's still 3-1 Cincinnati. See who's going to come out of the bullpen here. You got a righty, a switch hitter, and then another righty. And looks like Carroll's going to come out and try to get through the 8th inning here. And then they'll probably go to Chapman in the 9th. So Carroll comes out of the bullpen. And let's see here. Wait, we want to go. They're going to go with Ted instead. They changed their mind. Carroll stays in the bullpen, and they're going to go with Ted. Abernathy's coming in instead. So Abernathy's going to come in. Abernathy will come in. Carroll will stay in the bullpen. And where's Ted at now? There's Ted. He'll probably pitch this 1 inning here, trying to make it through this 8th inning. And you got Davey Lopes due up, followed by Maury Wills and Mike Piazza. And Lopes is 0 for 3. This is Ted's 2nd appearance of the year. He's 1-0 with no ERA. Here's the pitch to Davey. And that's going to be a fly ball out to right field. That'll be out number 1. Let's separate that W and H here from Ted. Go a little behind the scenes here. Make that look a little neater. Give me 1 second here. And Separate that H and W. Alrighty, now we're ready to play some ball. That'll look a little better. All right, Maury Wills is up now, and Maury's 1 for 2. He has a stolen base, and he's been caught today. And that's going to be a pop up down the second. Brandon makes the catch for out number 2. And Mike Piazza's up now. Mike's 0 for 3. Can he finally get on base here? And that's going to be a against the righty 27. That's going to be a ground ball down to Brandon. And that'll do it. The Dodgers go down 1, 2, 3 to the bottom of the 8th we go. And we got Davis, Foster, and Bench due up here. And they'll get the bullpen up if Fernando lets anybody on. That'll be it for him. And Eric is 2 for 3, a double and a homer and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes him out. So it's been all or nothing. He's either crushed the ball or struck out against Fernando. And that brings up George now. And George is 0 for 3 today. Grounded out twice to short and struck out. That's going to be a base on balls. And I think that's going to be it for Fernando. They're leaving a runner on. They're not going to take no chances here. So already down by 2. And they'll bring out righty in. Got all these righties due up. Let's see here. Let's see who they're going to go to in the bullpen. I can't see. Do we go with Eric, who I don't think's pitched a single game yet? Just to get him some work. I like to use him as the closer. But I think that's what they're going to do. I'm going to bring in the big boy here. He hasn't gotten any work yet. This will be his first appearance of the year. And in 2003, he was 2 and 3 with 55 saves and a 1.2 ERA. He'll be facing Bench, Suarez, and Perez. And Foster's down at first with 1 out. And Johnny's 0 for 3 today. He did reach on an error, though. But he crushes this one, folks. And Eric gets greeted rudely here by Bench. And that ball is high. How far is this one going to go, folks? 29. And that ball is off the wall. That's going to be a double. He just missed it. Eric didn't groove it. But Bench got him most of it. And that's going to be a double down the first baseline. Tommy does not have a very good arm out there. And George has got damn good speed. It's going to be and a 31. So a 61 or lower, he scores from first. It'll be an RBI double. And he's in there. So Bench with an RBI double makes this a 4-1 ball game. And now you got a runner down at second. And that'll be the line for Fernando. As Eric can't keep the run from coming in now, you got Suarez up. And let's see here. Do we have a pitch hitter for Suarez? You know what? I think Pete Rose is going to come off the bench. He's going to stay in the game and play third. That'll be Suarez has hit a home run. We're going to let him bat. We're going to let him bat. He's already homered in this game. Let him bat. 1 for 3 with a homer. We're outthinking ourselves here. And that's going to be a base on balls. Suarez walks on down to first. And that brings up Tony Perez now. And Tony's 1 for 3. He has singled back in the 6th, struck out his other 2 times, first and second. And let's see here if we can move this on first a little bit. We'll do a little ballpark movement. So we can still see the pitcher's ratings here. First base here. See if that makes it better here. Go back to the game and see if you can see the pitcher's stats now. Not much difference. We'll leave it be then. All right, first and second, Tony Perez is up 1 for 3. And that's going to be a fly ball out to right field. And let's see if Johnny's going to tag up here. And 238. He's going to stay put. So now you got first and second. And 2 outs for Davey Concepcion. See if Davey can deliver here. Davey is 0 for 3 today. And he's going to be 0 for 4. So that's going to be a 43 and a 5. Should be fielding column 1. And it is. And he's going to step on the bag himself. And that'll end the inning, folks. But the Dodgers give up a run. It's 4-1 as we get to the top of the 9th. And let's see here. We make a double switch here. Well, we already had Larkin play, so he ain't doing their double switch. But Chapman is going to come in the game. So Chapman's going to come in the game to pitch and try to close this one out. Now he's got a 3-run lead to work with. Alrighty, and this is Chapman's second appearance of the year. He's got 1 save on the year and hasn't given up an ER, earned run. And now you got the big boys due up, Kemp, Guerrero, and Davis. And let's see here if they're going to bring out. I don't think so. It's going to keep these righties in the game. So Kemp is 2 for 3. He has doubled and homered in this game. And that's going to be against the lefty. 18 That was 17. That'll be a fly ball out the left field. George makes the catch for out number 1. And Guerrero comes to the plate now. And Guerrero's 0 for 3 today. And he's 0 for 4. That's a fly ball out to center field for out number 2. And Tommy Davis is at the plate now. And Tommy's 0 for 3 today. And he's going to be 0 for 4, and that's going to be a lazy fly ball. Eric Davis waits for it to come down, makes the catch. And that's your ball game, folks. The Reds win 4-1. Take a look here at the box score. And the Dodgers 1 run on 4 hits and 2 errors. The Reds 4 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. And you had Mike Kemp was 2 for 4. Dodgers 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position left. There's 5 men on base. And the Reds, Eric Davis with a nice game, 2 for 4 with a double and a homer. And Suarez, his first plate appearance, he hits a homer. The Reds were only 1 for 9 with runners in scoring position, left 6 men on. Fernando Valenzuela, 7 1/3, 6 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, walked 2, struck out 9, gave up 2 home runs. Eric comes in, pitches 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, and 1 walk. Don gets his first win of the year, goes 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, walked 3, struck out 1, gave up a homer. Ted comes in, pitches 1 inning, and Chapman comes in, gets his second save of the year, and he pitched 1 inning. Take a look here at the box, at the standings and the leaderboard in the National League. The Mets are a half a game up on the Braves, a game and a half up on the Marlins. Nationals are 2 games back, and the Phillies 2.5. And Pittsburgh is a half a game up on the Astros, Reds, and Cubs. And the Brewers and Cardinals are a game back. And out in the West, the Giants are a game up on the Diamondbacks and Dodgers. The Padres are a game and a half back, and Colorado 2.5 games back. And Bobby Abreu's leading there's 3 of them leading the National League with 500 batting average. Kent, Bryant, and Abreu. You got Sammy Sosa leading in homers and RBIs of 7 and 12 apiece. And of course, the ERA leader is going to be 0. And you got John Rucker with 2 wins. And now you got 4 pitchers with 2 saves. Chapman, Craig, Dave, and Bruce Sutter. And you got Sammy Sosa leading in the MVP and John Rucker with the Cy Young. And the next game on this channel will be the rubber match, the final game of this series. And let's see who the pitchers will be here in game number 3. And it's going to be Don Drysdale against Johnny. So that should be a good matchup. Cueto and Drysdale be our next match. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell for reminders. Remember, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe, folks. And hit that like button and leave a comment. Until next time, y'all have a great day and take care.